Hi, I'm George Mariner Mole, Artistic Director of the Discovery Orchestra, and welcome to Notes from Under the Piano, stories from my life as a musician, conductor, and teacher. It all began when, as a child, I liked to recline under our grand piano as my mother practiced, and the rest, as they say. Today's episode, Moon Tempo. Moon Tempo? Allow me to back up a bit, or rather a lot. Henry Kleber was the German-born music teacher of American composer Stephen Foster in Foster's native Pittsburgh. During the summer of 1969, with a contrived German accent, I played the role of Henry Kleber in an outdoor musical drama called The Stephen Foster Story, each night except Monday in Bardstown, Kentucky. There are definite downsides to performing outdoors. I spoke of some of these in a previous Notes from Under the Piano episode entitled Outdoor Concerts. I recall on more than one occasion inhaling a mouthful of gnats just as I took a deep breath to begin singing. Yuck. And the heavy 19th century costumes we wore could be a bit warm on a hot, humid night in Bardstown. Then there was that very special evening when I sensed a large bug crawling up my leg underneath my trousers, unseen to the audience. I don't believe that I had ever delivered my passionate lines of devotion faster to my love interest, Gussie. I do recall the incredulous expressions on the faces of the audience members in the front row of seats. I could see their minds pondering, why is he delivering his lines so quickly? She's not doing that. Which brings me to the point of this episode. The rule for rain cancellation of a performance of the Stephen Foster Story, at least at that time, was if it was not raining or maybe just misting when the show began, the show went on, even if it began to rain harder later. The cast members had an unspoken agreement that when we were forced to perform under these conditions, we employed what we affectionately called rain tempo. We would sing the musical numbers faster, dragging the conductor and the accompanying theater organist right along with us. We also delivered our lines more quickly and thereby could shave about 10 minutes off the running time of the production. I remember that on July 20th, 1969, the entire cast of the show was in total disbelief that anyone would have bought tickets and shown up to watch the Stephen Foster Story that night, as opposed to remaining at home, glued to their television sets. I had brought my own small black and white television and set it up in the green room outside the dressing rooms so that anybody who was not on stage at that moment could watch the progress of the moon landing. We were all so anxious that we might miss seeing Neil Armstrong step onto the surface of the moon that we took rain tempo to a whole new level. If you've ever played in a band or orchestra or sung in a choir, you know that conductors give a preparatory beat before the music commences. Ready, start. That preparatory beat is in the tempo of the music that follows it. Beautiful dreamer, wake unto me. I remember that evening, we began singing the first act overture almost twice as fast as the preparatory beat. Beautiful dreamer, wake unto me. The conductor, who also wanted to get back to the TV coverage, began laughing out loud, and Moon Tempo was born. We shaved 25 minutes off the show that night, a record for sure. And even though we finished so early, literally running off stage after our final bows, we stood there in our hot, sweaty costumes and makeup for more than an hour, transfixed, as we watched and waited until 10:56 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time to see the world and the moon change forever. Notes from Under the Piano with George Mariner Mole is produced by Midnight Media Group, Incorporated, and the Discovery Orchestra. The theme music, Rocky Mountain Samba, is by Dan Creasy. Lead sponsors for this series are Judy Musicant and Hugh Clark and the Kozlowski Family Foundation. Major sponsors are David and Ellen Williams. A podcast version of this episode is available on your favorite platform, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, and many more. For more information, visit discoveryorchestra.org.